going the speed limit. And guess what? I'm slamming on my brakes. Everything in the back seat is flying forward. You know why? Because somebody has decided to walk on the freeway and
There we go.
hello.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I mean, it's a Monday. It's raining in San Antonio. Fiesta has ended. I don't know if people are happy or not happy about that. But sometimes when you give people Friday is a holiday, that means that your Monday is a Friday and a Monday. So we shall see. So on this case, Norman, can you call Luis?
Yes, I think he's coming.
All right. So on this case, we're bringing out Mr. Howie. He's an inmate.
Okay.
And so I was trying to get the time frame from you all of what needed.
Judge, we are actually working with Mr. Martinez, I believe, on trying to come to a resolution on the case. Or the case is, and so I don't know that Mr. Martinez, if he has what's going on with that yet.
All right, they say he's on his way over.
Okay.
But
Great.
then, are you all agreeing to act as pro tem?
Yes, Judge, we've already signed all the motions, and then Mr. Kotler, Dorian Kotler will be the first chair. He's gotten his oath and statement in, and then he deputized me so that I could help. He's in trial today in another county.
Okay, awesome. Well,
Howie's right here, Judge.
all right. Hello, Mr. Howie.
Hello, man. How you doing?
Hi, all right. So we're waiting for your attorney to come down, but
Yes, ma'am.
on Zoom, we have a representative from the Attorney General's office.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's going to be the attorney that's standing in for the district attorney's office.
Yes, ma'am.
And so we're just waiting for your attorney to come down to see what can be worked out.
Yeah, about the signature bond. I respect.
No, here's the thing. That's between the attorney and your attorney and the Attorney General, whatever agreement they perhaps can reach. And all I do is review the agreement and make a decision on whether or not I'll follow whatever agreement that's been reached. So we're just waiting for your attorney to come in, but the Attorney General, I saw her in the waiting room this morning. So they tell me your attorney is walking over now. So we'll take that up first, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, they're telling me he's walking over and I'll take you up as soon as he pops in. Who is here on Eddie Outlaw? Eddie Outlaw, if you come up. All right, we're set today for discovery. I don't know if this is criminal trial division or family violence.
CTD.
All right. So where are we on discovery?
We have our discovery. I conferred with the state. We have an offer. We'd like some time to go over a few things before he makes his final decision.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
and I know that these are first degree felonies. Ms. Ferguson, if you set this in 30 days for a plea deadline date, please.
I can do June 3rd.
All right, so we're going to come back on June 3rd. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer if you come to an agreement. If you have not come into an agreement, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand? All right, and thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Court is calling 2025 CR 00275 State versus Renee Gomez. Could I have parties announced?
Attorney Bill Simmons for defense.
And are you Mr. Gomez? All right, counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gomez, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Mr. Gomez, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more? That's a third degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes,
You're gonna have to make sure you speak up. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering into this agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to enter into agreement in this case? I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
In my opinion, he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gomez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
And
ma'am.
anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea? Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years, that there be a TAP evaluation, DWI intervention, VIP live, ignition interlock for half the term, and 2-year Texas driver's license suspension. And did you also understand that the court can order 10 days in the Bear County Jail as a condition of your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
No objection.
All right, state, do you have any objection to the defendant serving the 10 days on GPS? All right, thank you. You may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We would just pray that the court follow the plea agreement. We would also ask the court to give consideration to his indigent status and needing to work. He knows that he'll need to obtain an occupational license and would need permission from the court to move around from that perspective. His driver's license has been suspended for 80 days. It's caused him some issues, but he has not been driving at all. So we would ask the court to give some consideration on the driver's license suspension length.
All right. What do you do for work?
Construction, concrete,
And how old are you, sir?
ma'am.
How old are you?
59, gonna be 59.
Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday upcoming. All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court and also a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow recommendations, 120 sober meetings in 120 days. The DWI intervention course, DWI education, victim impact live, ignition interlock for half the term, 2-year license suspension. Does he want to do 10 days at the Bear County Jail or 10 days on GPS?
GPS, Your Honor.
All right, there should be, I'm sorry, not 10 days on GPS. It would be 20 because if he wants it partial. If he doesn't want a partial, then he'll have to do 10 days full house arrest.
Can I have 10 seconds?
Sure.
Your Honor, if I can, just to verify for the record, do you understand that 10 days, if the court would allow you to do 10 days of GPS at home, you would not be able to work. It's full house arrest. That's what she meant by partial. So the 20 days, you would be able to get permission from probation officers approved by the court for work purposes. And it will be for the GPS, for you to have the GPS, and that will be in lieu of you being taken into custody for an additional 10 days. So those are the options. So I believe, Judge, we'd like to do the 20.
20.
All right, there's to be 20 days of GPS, partial for employment.
And if to bring to the court's attention, he's already on GPS. So just so the court knows, I don't know if the court can or would give him credit for the time he's been on
Yeah.
GPS already anyway.
There's going to be field visits 1 time per month for 6 months, 200 hours of community service restitution. What do you do in your free time?
Well, I guess I'm gonna be doing that.
No, what do you do on your free time? What do you normally do?
Relax. After
No.
work, you mean? Or you have to work?
Relax and drink.
No,
That's why we're here for DWIs.
It's on a special occasion, that's it, you know. It's
What was
not
your-
in a- It's not an everyday thing.
What was your special occasion on this day?
Party, like
Huh?
Halloween party.
All right, and what was your special occasion for the other two DWIs?
Festivals.
Mhm.
That's all we want.
Yeah, so here's
I'm
the
not a
thing.
drinker every day. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm serious, I'm what you call a social drinker on special.
So you
occasions.
just drink to intoxication?
You don't say that, that's fine. That's
Well,
fine.
I mean, no,
No,
this is,
I'm just telling you, I go to family functions and we drink and.
And then you
I
drive.
just take out, yes.
all
That's
right.
very simple.
So you drink and you drive and you drink to intoxication. Yeah, I mean, and you've done this before. All right, so there's gonna be 200 hours community service restitution. Probation, is there anything else? Yes.
Nothing else, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a questions over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. It appears to the court you have a problem and you are minimizing your problem. I know a lot of people who celebrate on the holidays and they say, oh, you know, it's a family barbecue or it's 4th of July, we drink, but they don't drink to intoxication and drive. And that's what you continue to do. And you're blaming it on holidays.
I'm not blaming it on knowledge, I'm just saying, ma'am, that. that's
And
all.
if you drug tested today, what are the results gonna be? When's the last time you drank?
I'm coming, I will come out.
You come out, no, when's the last time you drank alcohol?
3 weeks ago.
All right, so see, he still has an alcohol problem.
Ma'am, I'm not been driving, ma'am. I was drinking beer.
No.
Mr.
Sorry.
While you're on
Just
probation.
go to court.
Here's the
Well,
thing.
now probation is a different story.
While you're, here's the thing, while you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink. And anybody, and normally, whether people are telling the truth or not, normally when they pick up a DWI third, you know what their attorney is able to come in and say? My client hasn't had a drink since that night because they were so terrified and knew that they could have killed somebody. You, on the other hand, you're still relaxing, drinking alcohol. That's why I wanted to know what you do in your spare time. I understand people work construction. It's hot. You want to come home? Let me have a beer. But your problem is you want to come home, have a beer, more than one or whatever you're drinking, and then get out and drive and you can kill somebody. And you're lucky that you did not kill somebody. You understand? And if you don't get it into your mindset that you are one of those people who cannot drink and drive, you're going to end up picking up another DWI. You're going to end up killing somebody. And then you're going to come in here crying and still come before a judge and say, oh, I drank about 3 weeks ago. So you had better change yourself. You understand? I don't understand why people, if you're going to drink, catch the via. You know what you'd have probably been charged with? Public intoxication. Maybe you would have got hit by a car. I don't know why it is here in San Antonio. San Antonio is the only place I know where people are walking on the freeway. I don't know if that has to do with drinking or what, but this is the only city I've seen that happen. Just as a side note, I'm driving on 410. I'm going the speed limit. And guess what? I'm slamming on my brakes. Everything in the back seat is flying forward. You know why? Because somebody has decided to walk on the freeway and crossing 5 lanes of traffic on the freeway.
You know, Judge, I've never thought about it. You have a point.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna, I could have killed somebody and I wasn't drinking. Now, if you would have been driving that, maybe you would have ended up killing them. But good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
Baby, excuse your honor.
You may be excused. All right, we have the attorney generals here. Where is,
Judge, so anyway, Mr. Martinez can give me a call so we can chat before.
Sure.
all right, can you call her? She wants to chat before we have this.
I'll give you my, Norma has my cell, Miss Ferguson, I'm sorry.
So, because that's not the prosecutor I spoke to last.
Okay, all right. so
Right,
you-
it's Miss,
They're gonna chat.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Okay,
Okay, we're here on.
here, Norma, if you can make sure that's reset.
You don't have a bond right now, so we can't even do the signature.
But I have a $20,000 bond.
On the sign, not on the MTL. So that's what I'm asking for. And then your mom and I will discuss bonding. That's the only issue we're talking about. Okay, okay.
All right, so where are we on this case?
Judge, the only issue before the court today is the defendant's motion to set bond.
And on which cause number? Is it the motion to revoke?
On the motion to revoke, he has bond on the outside.
All right, so have you all come to an agreement on the bond?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Court is calling 2018 CR 4056 State versus Kenneth Howie. If I can have parties announce for the record for the state
yes, Your Honor, Aurora Pettis.
defense.
Louis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Howie.
And are you Mr. Howie?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense is requesting a bond, and I believe you filed a motion previously. Is that correct?
I did, Your Honor.
State, have you had a chance to review the bond request?
I have not, I don't believe I got the motion, Judge, but I mean, me and Mr. Martinez have talked, so I understood that he was going to be asking for a bond.
Are you ready to proceed on the motion for a bond request?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Judge, for the purposes of the record, that was filed well before the AG's office was appointed on this case as the pro tem. So it's been on file for a while. I did not, of course, have their information when I filed it, so they weren't served on it or noticed on it, but it's been on file for a while.
All right, and
And he
then.
has been reaching out to us, Judge,
All
Mr.
right.
Martinez.
And then, State, I'm assuming that you reviewed the motion to revoke community supervision?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
I do not, Judge.
Just argument?
Just argument.
All right, the court will hear your argument.
Judge, it's Mr. Howie's on deferred, so obviously he's entitled to a bond. We'd ask the court to sit bond in an amount that's around the original bond amount, along with whatever conditions the court would feel necessary for the safety of the community and to ensure that Mr. Howie appears at any future hearings. But we've never had any problems getting them here, and so I ask the court to take notice of that.
All right, just one moment off the record. Probation.
Yes, Judge.
On Mr. Howie, he should be on deferred adjudication. And the last motion I have, if you could give that to probation, it says motion to revoke on it.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't handle that. I previously,
Okay, all right.
I
good.
handled
Thank-
that originally, so that's my mistake.
All right, no problem,
Okay.
because I saw that and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, so he is not on deferred adjudication. He's on community supervision. So what amount of bond are you requesting?
I'd request a $25,000 bond, Judge, surety or cash, along with whatever conditions in the area of GPS tracking or curfews, those sort of things. So the court would see necessary to ensure the safety of the community.
All right, and State, what bond amount are you requesting?
Judge, we're requesting $200,000, and that's based on the nature of this crime, the fact that he's already given probation for an assaultive offense, and the concerns of the victim. We would also ask for a stay away from the victim and the neighborhood that the victim and the defendant reside in, or were residing in at the time of this crime.
All right, and is the complainant still in the state of Texas?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
And Judge, the complainant lives in that neighborhood along with where Mr. Howie's parents live. Mr. Howie does not have another place to live. So he doesn't have any other options as to where he would live. So if the court wants to order that he stay within the confines of the home via GPS monitoring, obviously that would get us where we need to be. But I understand the concerns of the neighbor as well.
all right. And then what he's on probation for is retaliation.
Correct.
And was that someone different or the same complainant?
A different person, Judge.
And that wasn't an officer, that was
I
just,
believe that was an officer, Judge.
let me just review. All right, yes. And then he had a previous motion to revoke when he was on deferred adjudication, and that was an injury case.
Correct, Judge.
All right, is there anything else from either side, any other evidence for the court to hear?
No, Judge.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
I just reiterate that he lives with his elderly parents. He has a special needs brother there. And so obviously he doesn't have a whole lot of other options. So the court's going to grant him one. We'd ask that he be allowed to live at the home, but obviously a no contact order with the complainant in the new case. And either a curfew or GPS limitations to the home, I think would be appropriate in this case, Judge.
All right, so I have some concerns with him living in the home when you're saying that he has a brother who's disabled.
Yes.
Because the previous motion to revoke was an injury to the child, elderly or disabled.
That was with his mother, Judge. That was resolved. He wouldn't move back in the home. We haven't had any issues since.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. I think the issue with him having contact with complainant will be resolved by full GPS. So I'm going to order full GPS, waive the fees, and I'm going to set the bond at $100,000. And do y'all already have court dates when to be back?
Judge, I need to clear that with Norma, but
All right.
Mhm.
So we can go off the record. All right, Norma, if you can speak with them by phone and see what's the good date to take care of the motion to revoke. All right, so Ms. Ferguson is going to talk to you all today by cell, so she'll be
Yes.
calling you right
Okay.
now so we can see what date would
Perfect.
be appropriate.
yes, ma'am. Thank
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
you.
And do you all have his motion? I know he's filed it for the bond, so I can write it on there. All right, just give me one moment.
Of course, Judge.
All right, court is calling 2025 CR 000689, State versus Luis Rivera. Can I have parties announced?
Renee Munoz on behalf of Mr. Rivera.
And are you Mr. Rivera?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any applications in this case?
No, Judge.
All right, and the court is also calling 2025 CR 00669. All right, and each cause number, counsel, have you received all discovery and did you review it with your client?
That is correct, Your Honor, yes.
And each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. And each cause number, Mr. Rivera, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State in each cause number, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No objection, Your Honor.
In each cause number, did you understand that this, well, in the cause number in 6-9, the state is proceeding on theft of a person, and cause number 8-9, and in an 8-9, you're charged with burglary of a building. Those are all state jail felonies. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering these pleas, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in each of these cause numbers? Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
That is correct, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, as to both questions, Judge.
Mr. Rivera, in each cause number, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the pleas?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each cause number, did you review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea bargain agreements in each cause number, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. The cases will run concurrently. There's a $2,000 fine, and the state will take in consideration 2024 CR 009-868. Did you understand that to be the plea? Vince?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then in cause number 2024 CR 00669, how do you plead?
Yes.
And in cause number 2025 CR 00689, how do you plead? State any evidence.
State offer states one and attached.
No objection as to each cause.
Oh,
stipulation.
and state you have the dismissal. Sir, in each cause number, did you review the documents entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? All right, state, you may be excused. Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? We'll find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations in each cause number. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments in each cause number, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty in each cause number. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We ask this honorable court to follow the negotiated plea agreement, Judge. My client is asking that we follow this agreement. The circumstances surrounding these offenses were stemmed in drug addiction. He's not proud of the fact that he's here. That his addiction issues overtook and overcame his life, and he was having to take things that did not belong to him to feed that need for those drugs that he had become dependent on. He has been in custody some time now, which, he's has a blank slate. I informed him at the state jail, if this honorable court does accept the plea agreement, to immerse himself in any programs in terms of drug rehabilitation that are offered there. My estimation education is shown to reduce recidivism. So I just advised him to undergo any such vocational or educational programs, as well as advise him that if this honorable court does follow the agreement and he is subsequently, or when he is subsequently released, that even taking a stick of gum can result in another felony charge due to the convictions he now has with regard to the enhancements, Judge. So he's aware of all that and wants to turn it around.
Right. In each cause number, the court will follow your agreement. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility. The case numbers were one concurrently. The court will take in consideration 2024 CR 009868, and the court will request the therapeutic community. Did you review the documents entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because these are plea bargain agreements, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to discuss that with an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. When you're released from custody, you need to get into treatment. Otherwise, you're going to be one of those people who end up back and forth in the prison or the jail, or either somebody's going to be identifying your bodies. That's the only two ways these can end unless you maintain your sobriety. You can't find a place that can help you maintain your sobriety. If I'm here, you come back here, I'll pick up the phone, call somewhere, one to get you in a program. You understand? All right, good luck to you, okay? Thank you. Oh, thank you. God bless you too. Tell my witnesses. All right, so we're here for sentencing today?
Yes, Judge.
All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 008783, State versus Rakeem Asmore. Could I have parties announced?
Ashley Jones, State.
Joanne Akel from Mr. Asmore.
And are you Mr. Asmore?
That's right, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest to count 1 on March 4th. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. Affirmative finding of deadly weapon, and the state opposes your application. There was a PSI and a TAP evaluation completed. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI and TAP evaluation?
Yes.
Yes, Judge.
Any objections?
Judge, I don't have an objection. I do have a correction.
Yes.
Okay, in the evaluation, it indicates that my client is unemployed. He is currently employed
Mhm.
by Burger King.
Okay.
So we would just request that change.
All right. Any witnesses, state,
Not from the state, Your Honor.
defense, any witnesses?
Yes, I have 4 witnesses.
All right, call your first witness.
Okay, I think they're waiting outside.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Robert Daniel McDonald,
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. And how are you employed?
police officer with San Antonio Police Department,
And how long have you been so employed?
24 years.
I'm going to ask you to reflect back into April of 2022 and ask you if you were called out for service for a terroristic threat.
Yes.
Okay, I know that's been a long time. Would it help you if I hand you your police report
Yes,
so you can
please.
refresh your memory? Oh, he's refreshing.
Oh.
Okay, can you tell me where you were called out to, Officer McDonald?
The address is 7313 San Pedro Avenue.
And was that at Jimmy John's?
Yes,
And when you made this call, you were there to investigate a terroristic threat?
yes,
Okay, what was the nature of the threat? Was a person threatening to shoot up the Jimmy John's?
All right, that'll be overruled.
You can answer that question.
yes,
And were you, as part of your investigation, did you discover that Rakeem Asmore worked at the Jimmy John's?
yes,
And the person that was making, as part of your investigation, the person making the threat, was that Ashley Williams?
Overruled.
yes,
And did you also discover that Ashley Williams was in some sort of relationship with Rakeem Asmore?
Judge
Yeah.
Fingers.
All right, that'll be overruled. And let me just tell you, I understand where you're going with this. So this is what I need to know. So with regards to this report that there was a terroristic threat, who is the person who was calling in this report that there was a terroristic threat? So it wasn't the defendant who called it in.
His employer.
So his employer called it in. All right. So I understand, and I want everybody to know this. I understand the rules of evidence and what's going on, but I'm trying to make a clear decision on whether or not he should be going to prison or whether or not I should give him deferred adjudication. So it appears where this testimony is going is that there was a previous terroristic threat involving the complainant of this instant case. Am I correct?
Correct, Judge.
All right, you may continue.
And those are, I'll pass the witness.
You responded that day?
yes,
So the store owner told you,
I believe so.
and to your knowledge, were there any actual charges filed with our office for that case?
I don't know. No idea.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, isn't it correct, Officer McDonald, that the person that actually told you about the threats was the employer of Jimmy John's? The one? So Robert Thomas is the person that gave you the information, not Mr. Asmore.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he stated he got information from the other gentleman.
All right, pass witness.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, is there any objection to the court reading the police report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, you object to that?
Just to state all of this.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you, Officer McDonald. May he be excused? Do you have any
Yes.
problem? Will you send in Officer Young?
Yes.
All right,
Thank
and
you,
the
Officer
the
McDonald.
objection to hearsay will be sustained.
Okay.
I think it's relevant, but the objection to hearsay will be sustained. All right, if you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Officer Rodney Young,
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. And how are you employed?
City of San Antonio.
And how long have you been so employed?
17 years.
And I'm gonna ask you to reflect back in September of 2022, were you called out for a motor vehicle pedestrian collision? I'll hand you the report so you can refresh your memory concerning
you.
that issue.
Yes, I was.
And was this described as a major accident?
Originally came in as a major accident.
And where did you respond to? And when you came, when you responded to that call, did you come into contact with the Rakeem Asmore?
Yes,
And he was the victim in this case?
yes,
And as part of your investigation, did you discover that he was hit by a motor vehicle?
yes, I did.
And did you also discover the person driving the motor vehicle that hit him was Ashley Williams?
Advised me that it was his ex-girlfriend.
And her name was Ashley Williams?
Yes,
Okay, and did you subsequently, did Mr. Asmore receive any kind of treatment that you're aware of?
the EMS came out and checked him for his injuries he sustained from getting hit.
And did he, are you aware of whether or not he had to receive any kind of other medical treatment?
No, I wasn't.
And how did you end this response to this report?
Right.
Did you give Mr. Asmore a ride?
Yes, I gave him a courtesy ride near his house,
Pass the witness, Judge.
September 22nd, 2022.
The only people on scene was the defendant, Rakeem Asmore.
And there was a witness.
Who was witness?
On here it says a Philip Marquez.
Philip Marquez. He was with the defendant, right?
He wasn't with him, but when I got to the scene, I believe he was.
They were together.
Yes,
And so Ashley Williams was not at the scene. Is that correct?
yes, that's correct.
And so the only evidence that you have, or that you had, was the defendant telling you that it was his ex that hit him. Is that correct?
Yes,
And the defendant also told you he didn't want custody charges. Isn't that true?
yes,
No further questions.
Isn't it true, Officer Young, that the witness actually observed this accident and observed the vehicle hitting Mr. Asmore?
Yes,
So it wasn't Mr. Asmore reporting it, what happened, it was the witness that was reporting it, correct?
the witness did say yes, he saw the S1 get hit by it.
And as far as you are aware, Mr. Asmore and the witness were not together,
No,
that they didn't even know each other.
that's correct.
Okay, pass the witness.
And just to clarify, the witness told you that he saw a car hit the defendant.
Said he was in the drive-through line and this location saw V1 get hit by S1, yes.
Okay, and the defendant is the one who told you who S1 was.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Isn't it correct, Officer Young, that you ran a license plate that was provided to you and it came back to Ashley Williams? That's how you discovered her name?
Yeah, he managed to take a picture of the vehicle. When calling the police that, the vehicle that fled the location.
This is the witness telling you this.
Yes.
Okay, so he took a picture of the license plate and that's how it was determined that it was
Yes.
Ashley Williams. Okay, all right, pass the witness.
Further questions?
No
All right,
further
thank you.
questions. Of the witness. Thank you, Officer Young.
Yes,
Maybe excuse, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll call Deja Young.
Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Deja Young.
All right, you may proceed.
And Ms. Young, can you tell the judge what your relationship is with Rakeem Asmore?
I'm his fiance.
And you probably need to speak up so the board can hear you.
I'm his fiance.
And do you have any children?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
Two and one.
Okay, and are those children, is Rakeem Asmore their father
Yes.
for both of the children?
My oldest, no, but he's raised her since she was 2 months.
And how old are your children?
19 months and 6 going on 7.
And you're pregnant with your third child?
Yes.
And also Rakeem's child?
Yes.
Okay, and are you aware of the reasons why we're in court today? And how long, can you tell the court, how long have you known Rakeem Asmore?
2017.
Can you give some idea of the kind of person you believe that you have known Rakeem Asmore to be?
You know, I had a situation going on. He's been there for me even when back in high school. We just kind of were not able to be together at that time because we were just kids. But honestly, I'd say he's a good man to me.
He's been a good man to you and to your
Yes.
children?
For my children, it's definitely a great father.
Have you ever known Rakeem to be a violent person?
No.
Okay. Do you know anything about Rakeem's relationship with Ashley Williams?
Just everything I've heard.
Okay, but you hadn't had any personal contact with her?
No, not me personally.
Right.
I don't even know what she looks like.
Okay. As part of this charge, did Rakeem spend any time in jail?
Yes.
How much time?
I want to say roughly 9 months.
All right, and do you feel like Rakeem is a person that do you believe that Rakeem understands now his actions were not appropriate in
Yes.
regard to this incident?
Yes, for sure. Every day I remind him that how bad it hurt everyone involved in the situation. He's hurt by it too, and I feel like he takes full accountability for it, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to make things right or do better, be a better man, be a better father, be a better person out here in the world.
Do you believe he's a person that can be rehabilitated?
For sure.
Okay, do you believe that Rakeem is a current danger to the community?
Mhm.
Okay, now you know this is an offense involving a gun. Okay. Do you believe that Rakeem has taken steps to rehabilitate himself?
For sure, as far as he's attending family violence classes, he's working, coming home, taking care of the kids. And they also reached out to him to start his mental health treatment again.
Okay, so is Rakeem employed
Yes,
as a full-time employee?
yes, he's a manager for Burger King.
Okay, and is that the place that he was working previously?
Yes, for this incident, yes.
Okay.
He was a manager.
Are you aware of any threats that Ashley Williams has made to Rakeem or other members of his family?
Yes.
When was the last one?
Gotta be sustained.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the judge about why you think it would be appropriate to put Rakeem on probation versus sending him to jail?
Honestly, I feel like he's learned from the situation and he understands that 2 wrongs don't make it right. And I know that he wants to be here for his children. He loves his children. He loves his family. And
Do you believe that
I
Rakeem,
feel like he can get it together. Like he's gonna get what he wants, for sure. He works hard for what he wants, what he needs. I'll say that.
do you believe that Rakeem would ever make a mistake like this again?
No. Not with me, no. Not on my watch, sure.
And would you be willing to help support if the judge put him on probation?
Sure.
Would
I
you?
support him throughout this.
Okay,
I'll continue to.
and you would,
I'm gonna tell you, I'm a strong believer in God. My faith is high. So no matter any decisions made here, it's not gonna, yes, it broke me. I won't allow it to take my spirit, break my spirit, be strong.
And you would, if the judge allowed Rakeem to be on probation, you would be willing to support him in in his probation and getting into whatever classes the judge orders or complying with any other condition of probation. All right, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's go off the record. Here's my question. Oh, and your client can come back here. Now, I like to make a decision because y'all are coming to me whether or not to send him to prison or whether or not to give him probation. This is what I need to know. And state, maybe you know that this answer. I don't know. Is there evidence out there that the complainant previously tried to run him over, previously committed terroristic threat? I can understand why it's not a self-defense issue that's going on here. But is that true? Does anybody know the answer to that?
Years before this incident,
Mhm.
there were two reports, one a terroristic threat from Jimmy Johns, as the court has heard, and the other a hit and run, as the court has heard. The suspects in those cases were the complainant or were the complainant in this case. However, no charges were ever brought from either of those police reports.
Okay. All righty. We're back on the record. Let's continue.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
I call Rakeem Asmore.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Rakeem Asmore.
All right, you may proceed.
Okay, Rakeem, are you working?
Yes, ma'am. I am a manager
Where do you work?
at Burger King.
And how long have you been working there?
Before I was incarcerated, I was there for 10 months, going on 10 months now.
All right, and how long were you incarcerated?
9 months.
And when were released?
I was released, February, I want to say 26.
Of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many?
I have one stepchild, a 19-month-old. I have a biological one, 6 months, and I have one on the way. So 2 children.
All right, are you currently involved in taking classes to help you with your rehabilitation?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Okay, have you completed some of those classes?
I completed my anger management. I completed my gun safety. I completed my parenting. I'm currently enrolled in FID, family violence class, and I'm gonna start taking. Forgot the name of the other class I'm going to take.
Is it the moral recognition therapy?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you receive certificates for your anger management class, your gun safety class, and your parenting class?
Yes, ma'am. I have.
All right, and do you have those certificates with you today?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
All right. And Judge, we have these certificates for those classes if the board wants to look at them.
Here.
Thank you, Judge. Can you just tell the judge briefly what happened the day this incident occurred? What started this incident?
I was just getting off work, ma'am. I stopped by the store to get cigars. I ran into my ex-girlfriend. I ended up leaving. She rammed the back of my car. She had took off and I had
Hold on, let
got,
me stop you there. She rammed the back of your car?
yes, ma'am, she smashed the back of my vehicle.
Okay. Were you afraid when this occurred?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Okay, is that resulted in you chasing her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you understand now the mistake you made by chasing?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I understand.
And did you do this because of your past history
No.
with
ma'am.
her,
Yeah, technically, yes, I didn't know what she was gonna do after that, so I really acted out of fear.
and you were afraid of her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you know that we're here today for the judge to make a decision as to whether or not to allow you to be on probation or for you to go to jail.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is it fair to say, since you've been out of jail in February, you've completed all the classes that you told the judge about?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently involved in the batterers intervention and prevention program?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Did you register for that as soon as you were released from jail?
Of course, yes, ma'am, I did.
Did it take you a while to become registered?
No, ma'am, it took me a couple days. like 2 or 3 days.
but the class didn't start for about a month.
Right.
So, right, so how many classes have you attended?
I attended 3 classes.
And how long do the classes last?
They're 6 months long.
And when do you go?
I go every Thursdays, 5:30 to 7:30.
Okay, and are you planning to complete these classes?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, you also said that you're also dealing with your mental health.
Correct.
Can
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
can you tell the judge what you're doing about your mental health issue?
I'm seeking a counselor. I'm seeking. They're gonna start putting me back on medication, ma'am.
Okay, let me stop you there. Where are you seeking help?
At Palo Alto Clinic.
Is that the Center for Healthcare Services?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, and you've already been there for an evaluation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you're supposed to, do you have another appointment coming up soon?
Yes, ma'am, on the 8th, no, on the 12th.
12th of May?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so and as far as you're aware, they're gonna make a decision as to the medication that if you need medication?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you willing to take this medication if it's prescribed?
Yes, ma'am, because I do have some issues going on.
Okay, do you think part of the treatment's gonna be counseling?
Oh, yes, counseling, therapy, all that.
And are you willing to participate in all of that?
Yes, ma'am, I am willing.
And you set all this up yourself?
Correct.
All right, have you ever been on probation before?
No, ma'am. Just juvenile.
Okay, what about adult probation for a theft?
No, ma'am.
Yes, you
Oh, yeah.
Your attorney says, yes, you have.
remember that? That was, I think it was in 2018, Matt. That's been a while. Let me see. Did you complete that probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever been on felony probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you feel like that you could comply with all the conditions of probation that the judge assesses?
Of course, yes, ma'am.
If the judge requires you to attend any kind of outpatient treatment for drugs, are you willing to do that?
Yes, ma'am, I am willing.